So we have a big breaking news coming out. Please share this video. Today is December 26, 2024. And welcome to the Real GS News channel. Alright, so we're going to start with this one here. And it says, pay attention. You have Congress has the power to block the Donald from taking office. But lawmakers must act now. This information is coming out today, December 26th. Please share the video, guys, and it's very important to talk about this because I do believe that those in the spotlight, again, the one in charge of the sleeping giant country, they still trying to figure out how to keep the Donald from taking the spotlight January 2025. So we're going to see what's going on here, guys. And again, please share the video, like, and subscribe. So it says here, the Constitution provides that an oath-breaking insurrectionist is ineligible to be president. This is the planned wording of Section 3 of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. No person shall hold any office, civil or military, under the U.S. or under any state who had previously taken an oath to support the Constitution of the U.S. shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. This disability can be removed by a 2/3 vote in each house. It seems like, guys, I have a strong feeling what happened back in 2020 when you had everybody storming the facility on January 2021. I feel like they planned that in order to stop the Donald from coming back again. They're gonna use this and they're gonna say, hey, he can be the sleeping giant leader. He was trying to form a rebellion. He was trying to form this movement. And I have a strong feeling that there's a possibility they might, cancel the January 2025. And again, guys, like I said, I do believe that they're still working on this. So even though Donald has won, again, those Looney Tunes in a spotlight, they're still working on trying to block him from getting into the spotlight. Guys, for those of you that want to send those letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the PayPal link in the description box. So it says here, disqualification is based on insurrection against the Constitution and not the Gov. The evidence of Mr. Donald engaging in such insurrection is overwhelming. The matter has been decided in 3 separate forums, 2 of which were fully contested with the active, give me a second here, with the active participation of Donald Consul. Now it says here, the first fully contested proceeding was Donald's second impeached trial on January 13, 2021. This was right after the J6. All right, so, and it didn't make any sense to do this because he only had like 8 days left for him to leave the spotlight and Joe to come in as the 46th leader. So it just kind of strange that they filed for impeachment, towards Donald. It was just kind of strange. But I do believe that, they had to do this in order for possibly 2025. So it says here, once again, so the second impeachment on January 13, 2021, then Donald was impeached for incitement of insurrection. At the trial in the Senate, 7 of the right joined all of the left to provide a majority for conviction, but failed to reach the 2/3 vote required for removal from office. Inciting the insurrection encompasses engaging in insurrection against the Constitution or giving aid and comfort to the enemies thereof, the grounds for disqualification specified in Section 3. The second contested proceeding was the Colorado 5-day judicial due process hearing where the court found by clear and convincing evidence that Donald engaged in insurrection as those terms are used in Section 3. The Colorado Supreme Court affirmed. On further appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court, the court held that states lack power to disqualify candidates for federal office, and the federal legislation was required to enforce Section 3. The court did not address the finding that Donald had engaged in insurrection. Finally, there is the bipartisan inquiry of the House Select Committee to investigate the January event, and more than half of the witnesses whose testimony was displayed at its 9 public hearings were the Republicans, including members of the Donald administration. The inescapable conclusion of this evidence is that Donald engaged in insurrection against the Constitution. In particular, Donald unlawfully demanded that his VP throw out votes in the Electoral College for political opponent Joey, a power he did not have. While the rise was in progress, Donald used Pence's rejection of his demand to further inflame the crowd and cause them to chant, "Ooh." Yeah, I remember that day. Some will argue that the Supreme Court decision in the Colorado case, Donald versus Anderson, precludes Congress from rejecting electoral vote when they convene on the January event on the basis of the 14th Amendment disqualification. This view lacks merit for 3 reasons. Give me a second here. First, the majority's suggestions that there must be new implementing federal legislation passed pursuant to the enforcement power specified in the 14th Amendment is what lawyers call dicta. So dicta are the musings of an opinion that are not required to decide the case. The holding that Section 3 is not self-executing may be an alternate holding. But thoughts about the kind of implementing statute required are plain dicta. Dicta are not presidential. Now, the 4 dissenters strenuously objected to this part of the opinion as overreached to decide a question not presented. This overreach is a power grab which Congress is not required to credit. Second, counting the electoral vote is a matter of uniquely assigned to Congress by the Constitution. Under well-settled law, this fact deprives the Supreme Court of a voice in the matter, because the rejection of the vote on constitutionally specified grounds is a non-reviewable political question. Once again, very important information that the Hill is putting out. And supposedly, they still have time to make, basically to block the Donald for coming in 2025. Third, specific legislation designed for this situation already exists. The Electoral Count Act was first enacted in 1887 and later amended and restated in 2022. That statute provides a detailed mechanism for resolving disputes as to the validating of Electoral College votes. The Act specifies 2 grounds for objection to an electoral vote if the electors from a state were not lawfully certified, or if the vote of one or more electors was not regularly given. A vote for a candidate disqualified by the Constitution is plainly in accordance with the normal use of words not regularly given. Disqualification for engaging in insurrection is no different from disqualification based on other constitutional requirements, such as age, citizenship from birth, and 14 years, residency in the U.S. To make an objection under the Count Act requires a petition signed by 20% of the members of each house. If the objection is sustained by a majority vote in each house, the vote is not counted, and the number of votes required to be elected is reduced by the number of disqualified votes. If all votes for Donald were not counted, the VP will be elected leader. Here's the final one here, guys. The unlikelihood of congressional Republicans doing anything that might elect the VP as the leader is obvious, but the left need to take a stand against Electoral College votes for a person disqualified by the Constitution from holding office unless and until this disability is removed. No less is required by their oath to support and defend the Constitution. All right, so this is where we at right now, guys. So it seems like because of history, Donald's history in his first term, you guys already know what happened back in 2020 when the left was like he trying to form a rebellion, a movement. We were, things went down in January 2021. You had all these people just coming in, and it just, they pointed finger at the Donald. He's the one that's created all this, and that's what they're going to use. It seems like that's what they're going to use in order to block him from 2025. Like I say, guys, even though he won, but these Looney Tunes, they will try their best. It's 20-something days, and we're going to see how this thing goes. But remember, Joe said the transfer of power will be smoothly. All right, so I got a feeling Joe's going to be like, look, I was going to give him the power, but again, he, what he did in his first term, it just doesn't qualify him to be the leader because it's just jeopardizing the sleeping giant country. All right, give me a second here, guys. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of lawyers, so many stuff in this. I'm just reading some of these comments really quick. Someone said this. So, is Congress saying they have the right to gov against the will of the sleeping giant people? It seems like it. Because they're the one who keeps saying that the Donald was forming some kind of movement. Someone said this. They can try whatever they want, but it won't happen. Anything to try to get a rise out of us and the Donald. We're going to find out, guys, because time is ticking. And also there's been some information from certain experts, even a former Secret Service. Again, you had all these, even General Flynn, the former general, he came out and said, look, they're going to try their last attempt on the Donald. You guys already know what happened in PA. He got the ear scraped up and all that. It seems like they might possibly do something here. Their last card. And we need to pray for him and pray for the sleeping giant. How many more days Joe has left? 25 more days. 25 more days. It's going really slow. 25 more days. And he's out of here. 25 days. 604 hours. That's a lot of minutes. Look at that second. Man. Time left in Joe's town. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Just wanted to share this very important video. Please share it. Give this video a big thumbs up. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon will get you access to our live stream every Monday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for he's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.